Master,
And I'm the co-host, the Savior.
and today we're going to be kind of talking about some topics about the whole Dead by Daylight news and things that have been mentioned. And
Mm-hmm.
remember that if you join, please leave a like. Think about subscribing, hitting that bell icon so you get notifications when we upload.
And thank you all for tuning in to the first episode of this podcast. This is
Agreed.
this is pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for this, man. Starting something new and
You know, I am
something new
too.
and awesome.
I've been wanting to do a live stream like podcasting for a while for us. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
So the first topic I've got here is, what are your thoughts on the new End Transmission chapter that was a
Ooh,
trailer
that's,
that was released?
that's gonna be released next month.
Yeah.
Ooh. Man. You know, I'm having pretty high hopes for this chapter so far.
Oh, dude,
I
I'm
mean,
I'm hyped.
so am I, dude. Not only because DD comes out with new stuff every now and then to always keep us attached to the game, but also because it's always something new. Like I never would have thought of something like this thing coming out. The Singletary, I think that's the name of the killer.
The
Never thought
Singularity, I
that.
think it's called, or
Singularity. Dang it. Gosh. It's always it's my dyslexia kicking in.
I don't feel bad.
Freaking mixing the words up in my head. But yeah, like I never would have thought about an AI torn organic monster coming into the fog and just wreaking havoc, man. It's very interesting concept and one that I'm excited to explore once it comes out.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, definitely. The lore and everything behind it is going to be extraordinary. I mean, they've gone past limits that they haven't gone through yet. Like the map is like a completely different planet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Right.
a new killer that is pretty different from what we're used to,
Oh yeah.
and the
Yeah.
details to all of it is upright beautiful in my
Albert.
opinion.
Yeah, I think Behavior did a good job with like the animation, the
Oh,
CGI, and like the beautiful, awesome, like just the overall look of it.
I agree. And I watched Spooky Loops' video on playing as the Singularity. Kind of getting an idea of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Outstanding. I mean, it's just every single bit of what he does. I mean, he's the main reason I even got into making this channel.
Ooh,
I mean,
Spooky Loops is the main influence. So you say Spooky Loops is the main influence
I
for
yeah,
you
I
loving
I
DB?
I will say that confidently. And if he ever watches that, Spooky Loops, I love you, man. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
seeing how he does it, I mean, he's a new killer he's never played with before, and he seriously goes through with you step by step on like how to kind of work everything. Like he goes through the
How to
map a little
use.
bit, kind of looks at the map. Like there's bodies kind of stashed in different places of like dead other like astronauts and stuff. Like the
Oh,
detail to the map is just it's beautiful,
absolutely beautiful.
well
Absolutely
crafted.
beautiful, man. Yeah. I like it. So, I mean, obviously we're both very excited for this chapter coming out, but I just found out that this is also the first DVD like chapter where the characters come from like the future and stuff. Like it's in the info biography for both characters says that in 2313,
Oh,
it's like they were on a space expedition and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh wow,
that's
this
pretty
chap
sick.
these characters are from like 300 years in the future, man. I think that's the first for Behavior and DVD to be doing that because usually all these characters are from like earlier centuries, like 18th, 19th century characters and all that stuff. But now we have people from the future coming in.
Right. Um, and I mean, if anyone knows me, I'm more of a killer guy.
I
So
think we both are.
uh,
We both.
so when I see this killer, I'm pretty excited. I mean, unlike you, Savior, I'm dog shit when it comes to playing as a survivor. Like I am gar.
Oh,
But when it comes to
oh, I
playing as
know.
a killer, I can confidently say that I'm more comfortable and better at playing as a killer than I am playing as a survivor. I mean, I
Oh,
have I have my struggles with some killers. I do. I won't deny that. But
sure.
I mean, But I think killer is more of my comfort point of where I can actually confidently do pretty okay.
Sure, sure. I mean, obviously, we both have our strengths and weaknesses. I mean, you do better with killers. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not the best when it comes to killers, but I definitely have killers I'm better at than others
I
and all
think,
that.
and that's kind of where I'm sitting too. Like Nemesis, I don't think I've really had a bad match with Nemesis since he's been out.
Yeah, I remember at least that video a while ago called "The Blood Oni's Rage," dude, and like the Oni's my favorite killer, and I absolutely like did not do good in that on that video and stuff. But it's the best thing about your favorite killer is that when you play him, you just have fun
Well, right, and
and all
that's
that.
all Dead by Daylight should be about. It shouldn't be about being competitive and like you should just have fun. Win or lose, you should just try to enjoy the game. And
Absolutely,
I think
man.
that's where a lot of the community kind of struggles is
Oh boy, yeah.
you get too many people who think that every match they need to survive and be toxic to do so, or they need to get a 4K win every time.
Or if they don't, they think they lost.
Right, and then they kind of, or they start like face camping or tunneling, or like they go beyond the extreme to ensure that 4K win.
Absolutely.
Um, and then the next topic here that I want to bring up, which I completely would have never thought in a million years I would have seen this coming.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage coming out as a survivor.
Oh, and dude, when I heard that, I was both very excited and just laughing my head off, dude. Because like like you, I never would have suspected it coming, let alone it being Nicolas Cage
Fun
and
fact:
stuff. But
he actually recorded every grunt and noise that the character makes in the game. He recorded every single noise for it.
yeah, I read something about that just on like daylight news and all that stuff. That he actually, voices all of the lines of his character and stuff like that.
I mean,
It's
I'm
like
curious to see how it goes.
I'm curious to see what he
Um,
sounds like.
I'm not saying I'm hyped for it. I mean, I like Nicolas Cage. Don't get me wrong. It's just I just feel like when games start throwing in celebrities trying to draw more attention, I feel like that's where they start kind of wandering away from the point of the game.
You think it's like a desperation move or like a cash grab to try to
Yeah,
like get
like
more people to
that's
come in?
kind. I mean, that's kind of what I see it as. I mean, Dead by Daylight's pretty successful on its own as it is.
Yeah.
I just feel like when games feel like they need to include famous people, I feel like they're
Mm-hmm.
desperate for something.
Mm.
I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just sometimes it just doesn't make sense to me.
Sure.
But I mean,
I mean, I
Nicolas Cage
guess.
though, I couldn't see anybody else other than Nicolas Cage. I mean, he's been in quite a bit of horror films.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff movie that he was in, and
Really?
he didn't say a single word in the whole movie, pretty much. But I mean,
There's a
he did good.
Whoa, what kind of movie? What movie was this?
Uh, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. I can tell you here in um,
Did you do the quick Google search?
yeah,
Nothing the quick Google search can't fix.
because he's also in that new Renfield movie that's coming out.
Oh, all right, yeah. It's like
That
he's
yeah, he's
Dracula.
Dracula. Yeah.
Dracula.
I mean, he did amazing as Ghost Rider.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I might have to disagree with you on that one.
Why?
I just like his performance was just flat. Like all of his dialogue deliveries were just kind of like a straight attitude, straightforward, like
Oh,
bland voice, and like there was the only scene that I really liked from that movie with him was when he first transformed. And he was laughing and like getting his skin burnt off. I thought that was like holy Nikes, that's awesome. That was like perfectly acted. That was beautifully like CGI'd and everything. But other than that, the rest of the acting was kind of just like meh. Like,
Okay, well,
like
that then everyone's got their opinion. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely, man. Like, I love Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is my favorite Marvel character and stuff.
um,
Yeah, and when I saw it was coming to Big Screen, honestly, it was very exciting and stuff. Like, and I thought it was
right,
okay. There's some like the the whole visuals, the whole look of it was awesome, but it's like some of the plot, acting, dialogue, script writing, I was just like, this feels kind of haphazard
right,
kind of
right.
work.
That movie is called Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yes, sir.
I can honestly say I've never heard of it.
I only seen it because I watched Dead Meat and he did a kill count for it, and that's how I've heard of it.
Oh, oh, oh. Well, that's how you heard of it. I probably never heard of it, and that's probably why I never heard of it.
Another fun fact: Behavior is teaming up with two other gaming companies, Supermassive Games and Midwinter Entertainment, releasing more games that branch off with the Dead by Daylight lore. One of the companies is doing a PvE game where it's a multiplayer experience
Okay.
where up to I think it was 4 people can work together to fight like horrors and stuff within the entity's realm.
Oh, so they can be like
And then
incorporating Dead by Daylight's characters in this, like
different characters that they're creating their own brand new characters that are part of the
the
kind
the
of
realm.
yeah. And
Gotcha.
then the other one is a single player story based game where every decision you make highly impacts what happens later on in the game.
Oh, that that could be an amazing thing.
I agree.
Like
I
like that. They holy shit, dude! They could do so much with that.
I agree, and I'm actually pretty excited to see how both these go. Almost as excited as I am about this Dead by Daylight comic books that are coming out.
Yeah, like
Um,
I heard you mentioned something of that quite a while back, but I honestly haven't done much reading up on that. Like
Titan
what should we
Comics.
expect?
Titan
Titan
Comics is coming
comics.
out with it. The first book, the first is supposed to be available in comic shops and digital services June 14th.
Oh, so it's coming soon.
Yes. And I think I read that the first one's supposed to take place about Legion's story.
Legion story, huh? Legion.
And then issue 2 will be on sale July 26th. Issue 3 will be on sale September 6th.
Oh, so they've already released like the release dates and stuff.
And issue 4 will be on sale October 18th. That's what they're expecting.
Ooh.
If anybody who's watching this stream would like to know more about it, if you have Instagram, do go follow Titan Comics. I will leave a link to I'll leave their tag to their Instagram in the comments or the description. But so yeah, the comic book series is coming out relatively soon, like the first one at least.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
So would I do. That's pretty interesting. Like I wonder what story they're gonna branch off in, you know?
You know,
Wonder what they got
that's the
planned.
cool thing.
We don't know. We just don't know.
And then
like
sorry, what?
oh sorry, I was gonna be like I feel like I think that's like adds fuel to the fire, you know, just the mystery of like what are they gonna do with like this comic book that's gonna make people want to go buy it probably.
Well, right. Like we're actually going to get more visualization of these characters and like what goes on in their backstory or their lore. And
Yeah,
honestly,
that's dope.
yeah, I mean, I love comic books. So when I hear that Dead by Daylight's releasing comic books, I'm like, this is going to be sick.
Yeah, comic books.
And then I guess the last thing that I wanted to at least cover
Sure.
was the new face camping counter system they're coming out with.
Oh, that's gonna be oh no! If they execute this so perfectly, dude, this is gonna be probably one of the biggest game changers in this game,
listen,
dude.
I'm going to go in detail on how it works for you.
All right, listen, I'm listening.
I see survivors taking advantage of this. I'm going to say that right now. and I
Honestly.
think you might agree with me because so how it works is when a survivor is hooked, right?
Okay.
They get a special meter with how close the killer is to them. So like if the killer's within 5 meters of them,
Yeah.
the bar fills up really fast. If they're
What does this
within
bar do? What does this bar do?
just hold on.
Okay. Okay.
And then if they're within 5 to 10 meters from the hooked survivor, it fills up a bit slower. 10 to
Okay.
16 meters it fills up slow, and if the killer is 16 plus meters away from them, it doesn't fill up at all.
Okay.
So what happens with this meter is once it's filled, the survivor can unhook themselves even if they're in stage 2.
Really?
I don't I don't like how that works, I guess. I don't see how that's fair because like as a killer myself, as a killer main myself,
Uh-huh.
the whole point of a hooked survivor is to lure other survivors to where they're going to be. So
Okay.
you're going to want to come running back to that hooked survivor to at least hit the person that's coming to get them. Now, there are killers out there, and I will say this with confidence because I've been on both ends, where they do
Yeah.
literally just sit there and keep attacking the same person and then come off the hook.
Yeah.
But for killers like myself, where we use the hook survivor as like bait, so we can nab another one because we know somebody's going to want to play hero.
Right. Okay.
This kind of screws that up and kind of gives survivors a more advantage to, in my opinion, troll killers worse than most people already do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to address the bad situation of face camping because it's
Okay.
ridiculous, especially with Bubba's. I mean,
Yeah. Oh god, you don't even get me started on Bubba Camp face campus, dude.
I've maybe met one Bubba that didn't face camp.
Dude, I think that was the match we played together
It probably was,
a few weeks back. It was the match we played together because
but I
I
don't.
remember it being so. I was so shocked, dude. Like I was honestly like probably like the most shocked I've ever been in my life because I was like, oh my god, a Bubba that left me.
Yeah, because
He didn't.
I don't know how many times I've played as a killer, and I don't know if you can relate to this or not. I don't know how many times I've chased a survivor and they've led me back to the person that's on the hook and started looping around them.
Oh.
To me, that's gonna screw everything up because if you chasing another survivor, not really having to do anything with the hooked guy, he's gonna get
Yeah.
off and make it even more difficult to even get a sacrifice. In my opinion,
Hmm.
and that's just how I see it. I mean,
Hmm.
rarely you get times where other survivors leave their partner to die on the hook.
Yeah.
That's not very common, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
The only time I've seen that is when it's face cam and Bubba. And the
Right.
other guys are just
Because
like,
there's
guys,
nothing you
just
can
guy
do.
leave me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you go there to get him, then you're just going to be shortening your team a whole nother person. So I mean, I
Exactly.
guess what are your thoughts and opinions on this whole ordeal?
Well, obviously there's a yin to every yang in every situation and stuff like that, and I have no doubt this is going to be a huge game changer for both sides. I Yeah, that's the one thing that does suck about Killers is because this game is already basically heavily towards survivor friendly kind of
Right.
gameplay and all that stuff. So, and the one downside to being going against a killer is the face camping and kind of just camping around them. And I feel like that they're just addressing the one issue that killers do in this game compared to like the many that the survivors can do in this game.
Right.
So I mean the face camping is very like nice touch, because you get to the end of the match, just go down, just have him hook you and stay there facing you and all that stuff. So I guess I am like I want to wait until I play it so I can get a feel for it because like just judging from the information that we're given right now, it sounds interesting on paper because like you said, this can be abused in many different ways, especially if like the person has off the record like the bullet, sprint burst, or all these other like endurance perks where when they unhook themselves they can take a hit and all that.
I
So
I think I read too that even if you don't have those perks, when you unhook yourself, you do get that speed boost anyways.
Right. That's like the game in general now. I think that's one of the first things we ever did to try to counter like tunneling and face camping. Was
Right.
after you unhook Survivor, even if you don't have borrowed time and stuff, you would get like a 5 second endurance effect where you got hit. It'd be like just like get hit off borrowed time. So I guess I am mixed on it. I could totally see like this getting like reworked in the future to where like maybe the survivor wouldn't be able to unhook themselves, but like maybe like last longer on the hook or like something like that. You know, like
Right.
I definitely feel like that this unhook. I think that's a little overpowered. Is even if they're on stage 2, they can unhook themselves. I think that's a little overpowered and stuff, especially when survivors in this game are already overpowered. This is just
Right.
gonna add. So I'm leaning towards like yes, people face camp, but not everyone face camps. You know,
Right.
obviously, like you have that one match where they do face camp, but that shouldn't dictate how the 10 other matches go when they don't face camp.
Right. Like I feel like they're targeting a small fraction of the killer group,
Sure.
and like in my opinion, it's already gotten a lot harder for a killer to secure kills because you got all these new
Yeah.
perks for survivors where they're like they can pause the hook um, countdown.
That's a Rebecca perk, right?
Yeah, like Rebecca has that. Like survivors can, when they get unhooked, they get speed boost. Their blood like disappears and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and it's already hard to keep track. Cause like as one killer against 4 survivors, I mean they already have the upper hand in bodies,
Yeah.
and they've got all these different unique perks that they can all contribute to. A killer only has
Exactly.
4 perks that they have to wisely choose without knowing what these other survivors are using.
Yeah, and you bring a good point there, Chester. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, if you have friends on this, like what we do, we can have perks that could kind of counterbalance each other to where it
Right.
benefits both of us and all that. So yeah, I see.
I
I
mean,
see the point you're coming
I
from.
mean, but I see both sides though. I mean, I am curious to see how it is. I'm not going to dog it before I see it. But just from
Yeah,
the information that they have positively given us, I am concerned.
yeah.
Especially,
There's some. Yeah, like I said, as a yin to yang. I definitely think that this is gonna decrease face camping, but I also think it's gonna also increase the toxicity amongst survivors and stuff.
I do too because I don't know how I've had countless matches where survivors have been so toxic. Like
Yeah,
every time I down somebody, I pick them up. 5 of them sit there and they wait around me with flashlights.
they just want to get that save, man.
Yeah, but they do it to the point where they just want you to keep attacking them until they bleed out. And then the match goes on for like an hour and a half, and you're like, I don't want to
That's fair,
rage. It's like
man.
I don't want to rage quit, because that's not the kind of person I am in this game. Like I don't just up and leave a match.
Yeah,
But
I've never
like
DC'd.
when I get moments like that, like a match should not be lasting me an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's just
that's ridiculous.
stupid. And they're doing
Yeah,
it on purpose because their only goal of playing this game is to terrorize the person playing as a killer and ruin their fun. Just like killers who
agreed.
like to tunnel and face camp. Their only
Hmm.
goal is to make sure that these survivors aren't having fun with the game. And that defeats the whole purpose of why this game exists. It's just for everybody to have fun, but be strategic
Yeah,
about it. It's made to make you think and to have fun.
yeah,
But too many people
exactly. And
have wandered off from that.
yeah, for toxicity over teamwork.
Exactly. And in my opinion, I think it is utmost ridiculous.
I can see your point of view. I could see it.
But like I said, I'm not going to dog this new system until I see it and try it.
Absolutely.
But I'm a little concerned as like I said, I'm a killer main as myself.
Yeah.
I worry.
Sure. Sure. I could see it. I could see it, man. But at the same time, like, I still feel like they're targeting just a small group of people. Yeah, you come across a lot of toxic players and all that stuff.
You
But there's
do.
also those that just want to play the game, like
Right.
us. We just want to play the game and have fun. I just don't want to. It's just like, because you feel for those people, you know, they're like, oh man, all this stuff is being made to fight all this stuff. You know, you just want to play the game, have fun. They're making all these changes just because of this certain group of people and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, besides that, was there anything that you maybe wanted to discuss before we ended the first episode of our podcast, or?
I guess I just wanted to quickly talk about, you know, DVD's coming out with like a movie, right?
Oh
Like it's
yeah,
like a,
Blumhouse is producing it.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
what do you
excited.
think? What do you think about this, man? Like,
I'm
because obviously they're not going to be able to incorporate all of the killers and survivors. So it's like, what killers do you think or survivors are going to be in this movie if
I
they had to
think
choose?
I think for killers, in my opinion, I think if they want to go for like the serious like fear factor of it,
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick maybe, I don't know, three killers that they'd maybe pick, I almost bet you it'd be either the dog,
Okay.
the hag,
Okay.
or the wraith. In my opinion,
Huh.
I think if
Interesting.
especially if they're gonna go with original killers,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would make the most sense.
Sure.
I think that's gonna be one of them three because like the hag and the doctor, like just even seeing some of their cosmetics just gives me like the creeps sometimes.
The bad jitters, goosebumps run down
Cause
spine and all
like,
that.
cause like the doctor's laugh when he's chasing you. Oh god, I hate that. And
Oh,
the
I
hag's
bet.
jump scares with her clone things, her traps.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Freaking, I think now that you mentioned, they could do a lot of funny, like, or like not funny, like make you jump out of your seat things,
Yeah,
especially with like
I'm.
the Doctor's Madness tears and like yeah, you said the Hag's jump scares and like the Wraith's like invisibility. He like do like one of those cut shots where like it shows the survivor look behind them, nothing there, turns back around, then you hear the dong dong
And then
and all
there's the
that shit.
wraith. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wraith. Yeah.
And then I'm also curious. Do you think we'll get an entity backstory?
I would love an entity backstory. I like the entity is like literally shrouded in mystery.
I want
Like
to know how the entity in its realm became a thing. Even like
I
it
did,
just
I did too.
because
I did
that's
too.
that's not really much discussed, much known about it,
Yeah,
other than it's like a spidery figure.
or like yeah, like we don't even know if like those are spider claws or something like that. Like what if it's something different, like unknown creatures or something like that. But yeah, I would love to explore. I would love to learn more about the entity in general because you know this is the thing is the whole reason why this game exists. You know,
Right.
makes the killers, it makes the survivors, it makes this whole thing real. You know, so it's like, ooh, we have a, like understanding of its world, why it does this and all that. But we don't have a backstory about it. You know,
Exactly. Like it's within itself. We don't know much of why or what it is.
yeah,
All we know is it has a realm full of people it's trapped and have converted them into mass murderers.
and it freaking makes the survivors compete in things because it feeds off of hope and all that. So
Exactly.
it's like, ooh, ooh, man, I would love to have entity backstory. They could do so much with it. They could do so much with it, like what it could be, what it was, or like how it came to be,
Or what its goal is.
or what its goal is.
Like
Its goal is
does it just exist to see people suffer and
make
be
us
killed,
we its
or
entertainment. Yeah, we
yeah,
its entertainment.
or is there a bigger purpose to what it's doing?
Oof. Questions, so many questions, man.
And we could sit here for hours trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna stick around for that long just talking about the entity.
Oh
Or
yeah,
maybe they would. I don't know. I don't know.
who knows? We might attract the right group. Who knows?
Yeah, agreed. But dude, like, man, dude, And then you got me thinking about it. Now you got me thinking about the entity. And now it's like, man, what is it? Is it like an angel banished by God, or like a demon cast out of hell?
Or is
Damn,
it?
man.
Or is
Is it what?
the entity?
What is what?
Is it a god?
Or it's evil.
See, it could go either way. We don't know.
See? See? Because, like, there's no way this could just be, no way it could be just like a lab experiment gone wrong, right?
You never
Like,
know.
there's no way. Yeah, I just don't think it could be that. I don't think humanity could, like, fuck up that bad, you know?
I don't know. I mean, humanity has done some pretty stupid things.
Yeah, but it'd be like the Dredge backstory. They like made it for like for like a purpose of joy and happiness, but it became like a thing of darkness and hate, or something like that. Maybe they had like good intentions of making it, but it gained its own intelligence and like did its own
Decided,
thing.
you know what? I don't like humanity. I'm gonna torture them forever.
Exactly. Yeah, like just like Ultron from Avengers.
Yeah. Or
They're supposed to protect
the
humanity, but
Terminators.
nope. Or the Terminators, yeah.
You know, we created them to make a better world, and they just turn around and slay us.
Yeah, well, you can thank Skynet for that.
Freaking Skynet, bunch of
Damn
bitches.
Skynet. Damn, dude. It's just like, yeah, like you said, man, we could talk about hours about the entity and what we think happened and all that stuff. But, what else did you want to cover in this first episode?
You know, I covered about everything I had on my list here, actually.
All the big events coming up and everything?
I think I want to break those up per month.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think we'll have different episodes based on the months of the events and kind of keep track of what's going on.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing I want to say, if you don't have anything left to say,
It's what you got, man? What you got?
I want to remind everybody that this week there are boosted maps for 1 and 2 of Dead by Daylight going on right now.
All right.
There are login rewards, there's a blood hunt, and there are outfit sales.
Oh yeah, double blood points and like all of the first original outfits. I
And
think.
for login rewards, you can get blood points or rift fragments. So make sure you log in for this week.
They're being generous.
As they should.
Yeah, as they should. Like I said, it's all about having fun, and the only way you can have fun is getting the blood points.
Exactly. But I suppose if you have nothing else to say, then I think that'd be the end of the podcast.
I'm all good, man. I think we covered a lot of stuff.
Well, as always, if you guys liked our first podcast episode, leave a like and subscribe. If there's anything you would like to hear us talk about more in future episodes, leave a comment, and we'll see what we can discuss in the next episode. And we hope to see you in some of our future videos of the fog.
And this is really nice. Like, I like being able to just sit down with you, Jester, and talk about the future, man.
I agree.
What's going to happen in this game.
This podcast thing was a nice, different
tone of pace. Pacing and all that. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
But as always, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful night. Stay safe, and we hope to see you in the fog again.
Yeah, we are the Watchers, guys. Stay tuned.
Amen. See you guys next time.
Woo!